Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Dynafols, and welcome to Starbound News. Today for Starbound News, Tyus released some new screenshots featuring some of the upcoming biomes, as well as some information on what we can expect later on in the future. In the very first screenshot this week, we have been given some features of a number of rather interesting characteristics, but the number one thing I saw in all of them is the attention to detail in terms of the game's generation. The first screenshot shows a biome that appears to be possibly some prehistoric planet, as can be seen by the fact that there's a giant freaking dino skeleton off in the background, as well as a number of craters. As for the foreground, we can see that the dirt is blue, the grass appears to be almost fungus embedded due to the shrooms growing out of it. Watch out, Mario, I don't think these ones are safe. If you look at the trees there, you can clearly see they're almost a birch type of wood, but the most interesting feature here, my mistake, the second most interesting feature here, are the leaves themselves. They appear to be almost like gears. The most interesting feature here, though, are the trees design themselves, appearing to be all individual and different. Really cool generation, if I do say so myself. Great work from the development team there. And lastly, for the screenshot, we can see the potential Starbound pointer there. In comparison to the first screenshot, the second screenshot is not too different. We can see that this appears to be a possible Egyptian alien planet of some sort by the fact that there's pyramids in the background. Aside from that, the grass is green, the dirt is a violet reddish color, and we have two new trees, and the purple ones here are not very different in terms of generation, but I'm sure that'll be worked out later on. Remember guys, the game is not finished. But as for feedback, if any of you from Chucklefish are listening, which you probably aren't, please consider changing the way the rocks and the dirt blends. It just looks a tad bit weird. It's like they don't even blend at all. It's like 1 second they're there, and the next second it's there. For sure they're right next to each other, but still, like maybe let the dirt go into some of the rocks, perhaps. I don't know. And maybe some lighting effects could help that too. As for a little bit more feedback for the second screenshot that I noticed, which can also be noticed in the first one as well, is the fact that there's grass growing over the stone, instead of just dying the moment it hits it. Well, you know what I mean, it just stops when it hits it. I think this should be changed just a little bit, so maybe it's like little tiny weeds that grow out of it, instead of just patches of grass growing over it, because I don't really see mountains that are made of stone that are covered in grass, because that just seems a bit, I don't know, weird. I just think you should just make little patches or weeds or something grow out of it, instead of completely over it, because this just seems a bit unnatural. As for the final screenshot, we are given as what appears to be a rather nice and classic mountain forest landscape. The grass is green, the dirt is brown, the trees are randomly generated again. Great work from the guys again, and there are some more shrooms. Gosh darn it, guys. We don't need that many shrooms unless they're trying to eat us, and let the slaughtering commence. Now for the notes left to us by Ty. Hi there, guys. Just a quick update to show you what we're working on. We're also looking on some feedback on this, so feel free to comment and tell us what you like and dislike about it. Right now, we're working on biomes. In particular, we're sinking a lot of time into the forest biome. Each biome will be different per planet, so a forest on one planet may look entirely different from a forest on another planet. It will contain different spawns, different loot, different terrain, or you name it. Here are a few works in progress shots. They show 3 forests, all in the same terrain type, on different planets though. As explained, these are work in progress shots. The generated plants aren't in yet, the small ones. And in the first 2 shots, the pine trees in the background are placeholders. In the final versions, the background trees will match the trees in the foreground, as in the final screenshot. Also, in general, as we add more content, everything will be more varied. Some questions for you. Do you like what you see? Is it pretty? Is there enough variety from planet to planet? Do the forests feel I don't know why. And design. Give us your feedback, and we'll take it on board, smiley face. Hopefully, we'll get a video out to you this weekend. Oh my goodness! Yippee! Yeah! or shortly after showing you some more stuff off. And that's it for Starbound News this week, or month. I don't know how long until they release some more news for Starbound. I've been your host, Dynafols, bringing the shame to commentators everywhere and news broadcasters. And I'll see you next time.